welcome back to another Reddit story. We do apologise. We have had a bit of a long absence. This idiot over here wanted to hospitalise himself.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then he was finally getting better and then wanted to break his elbow.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it was. So the last few months of our year has been a bit of a shit show.
It is.
So hopefully we're back, bigger and better than before.
Let's hope so.
So that is why our first stories for the year are based around New Year's. We thought, out with the old, in with the new. So, you ready to get straight into it?
Might as well.
Alright, so, our first story of the year is, am I the asshole for cancelling New Year's Eve at my house after the Christmas we just had?
I don't know.
It's a bit hard to tell, isn't it?
Just by the title it is.
Yeah. Alright, well, we'll just get straight into it, shall we? So, this year as a family, we decided that I, 30 male, would host New Year's Eve for my family, which includes my mum, dad, sister 35 female, and my other sister 33 female. Both of their husbands and 5 kids aged 5, 6, 8, 9, and 11. And my sister, who is 33, would host Christmas. Alright. Well, this year, Christmas was a disaster in my opinion. We arrived at her house around 2 p.m. on Wednesday, and for the most part, everything is normal. It says sonar, but I think it's a spelling mistake, but they do a second round of presents. They play some board games and start to get ready for dinner. Now, my sister is an actress, community theatre, but she is actually a barista. And apparently she is trying to let her children 8, 9 and 11 act to their heart's desire. Apparently their favourite show is that out of control Netflix show, I Think You Should Leave, with Tim Robinson. Have not heard of it.
Yep, that's one I haven't heard of.
Especially as we have Netflix, but I've never come across that one. So right before dinner time, the 3 kids start loudly acting out the sketches from the show. First, they do the one with the 2 guys who do the pranks on the toilets. So these 3 kids are jumping and screaming and pulling out toilet water from the bathroom and splashing it on the floor.
Ew.
I think this is insane, and so do my parents, but my sister is encouraging it. Next, it gets even worse. One of them starts to shovel food into their mouth, just screaming, "Where is all the food going? Who is eating all the food?"
Okay, you are.
Yeah, well, at this point there is food everywhere and dinner is ruined. The only people laughing are my sister and the kids. Since all the food is thrown about and there is toilet water on the rest of it, we end up having to order pizza. The holiday was ruined. She says this is hilarious and she's trying to get them to act like this more and more to make a career out of comedy. Okay. I tell my sister at this point New Year's Eve is going to be adults only, or she and her comedy troupe can't come. She freaks out and says I'm being insane. I truly just don't want my house ruined. Am I the asshole for making this couch for New Year's Eve?
Nope.
No.
If my kids did that at home, they'd be in trouble. But if they did it at someone else's house, that'd be it. Like I'd be leaving. I'd be embarrassed.
I would be too. So why would you allow? Okay, a bit of comedy, a bit of acting, that's fine. But when it comes
stupidity.
to the food, like toilet water,
especially over like Christmas, New Year's, the big
oh,
events.
let kids have fun.
But you don't go doing. Don't let them trash the joint and the food, like ordering pizza.
Okay, it was her house, but
and encouraging it. Accepting it's one thing, but actually asking them, because encouraging is basically asking them when they're doing it. Keep going. No.
Come on,
Yeah,
there's a limit.
Yeah,
come on.
There's a limit.
She's trying to get him into acting. She's in, what did it say,
acting
theatre?
school.
Yeah. But
you know, like there's a different way of doing it. It's not, you don't have to, because if she's in theatre and that, she's probably still learning a lot of stuff herself. She's not a teacher, so she shouldn't be supposedly teaching them.
But allowing them to throw toilet water over food and destroying the rest, like...
If that was me at someone else's house, I would have walked out.
Oh. Yeah.
I would have said to everyone, come on in the car, we're going. I wouldn't have cared about ordering pizza or whatever. I don't care. I'm not dealing with that crap.
No.
And I don't want my kids to see that. So what about the other kids?
Yeah, that's it. It's
They're
going to be
gonna-
a bad influence
Yeah,
on
they're
other
going to
kids.
learn from that stuff. Well, you don't want to learn that crap from your cousins, do you?
That's,
So
yeah.
that's just straight out a It's just fucking stupid. It really is.
Lost for words?
Yeah, I don't have the words for that at all.
No, our
It's-
kids can be quite silly, but I don't think they'd ever
Oh.
do that.
They wouldn't want to do it.
Alright, so we'll get into some comments here. Not the arsehole. I wouldn't have your sister and her kids in my house either. Well, that's a given, isn't it?
Yeah.
OP responded to that. Right, I just know they are going to try for a second performance.
Yeah.
And this time around, it's the OP's own house. Like, she
Yeah.
can just kick them out, but
Yeah, problem is, it's a big family.
I was going to say
Feud type
family
thing, isn't
feud. Yeah, yeah. And then someone's like, this sounds like my worst nightmare. Definitely not the arsehole.
No, I agree. She's not the arsehole, that's for sure. She didn't do anything wrong. She just could not. She was. If I had been there, yeah, I would have been gobsmacked. Like,
Yeah.
what's going on? Why are the kids doing this? Why are you letting them do that?
Someone's like, I would have left after the toilet water.
Yep. Yeah, definitely would have been.
Anyway, lay down the law. This behaviour will not be tolerated at my house ever, and I will not come to your house to experience this behaviour. Sit back and watch the fireworks, not the arsehole.
Yeah.
Not the arsehole. Let her be upset. This is so disgusting. Flinging toilet water everywhere, then playing with and making a huge mess with the food. I wouldn't have them over, and I wouldn't eat anything that was made at their house ever again.
I wouldn't want to go back in the house.
No.
Because you wouldn't know what you're going to run into.
What does the kids' dads have to say about it? You don't have to put up with this insane behaviour from her and all her kids just because your sister will be upset.
It's an interesting question. What about the dad, or is he not in the picture?
I'm guessing so. Christmas wasn't the time for a toilet water premiere either. Yeah, the whole thing is a mess.
Real, I still can't get over that.
No, me neither. Not the arsehole. Not only is that behaviour insane, but your sister encourages it. I wouldn't trust them in my home at any time. What do your parents and other siblings think? OP actually comment back to this. They are all disgusted. I think that show is hilarious, but living in it is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Gran, your sister and all her feral children.
You know what? Just don't invite them. Cut them out. Just say I'm sorry, but until you sort your shit out, don't even bother coming.
Yep, I think so.
Well, it's not so much sort herself out, it's sort your kids out. Like, if you want to do that at home, fine, but you go anywhere else, you don't do it.
Yeah. Someone's got... Not the arsehole. I think your sister is missing that it is a television show. It's probably not dirty toilet water on the show. If there is food everywhere, it's on a set, or there are assistants to clean it up. It's not so funny in real life with no movie magic. Your sister needs to grow up.
Just a little bit.
And someone read to that. When the audience isn't laughing, it's not funny. When the audience's food is ruined and toilet water has been splashed all around, you lose the audience. This is one show that shouldn't be taken on the road or performed again at home. Not the arsehole.
No, I think we've definitely established she's not the arsehole.
Yeah, and someone's like, yeah, no, go out on New Year's Eve in case they come over anyway.
Yeah, piss off. So,
And the OP read to that. Haha, I love this. Just change the locks and leave.
yeah.
Yeah, nah. Not the arsehole. She can have her circus at her house and the adults will gather at your house. Happy New Year. Someone's like, can't imagine the other sister wants her kids exposed to Xmas sister's kids either. So adults only punishes the kids that didn't act like monsters. Much better to ban the monsters and their delusional mother instead. Sounds like a good point.
Yeah, I reckon just kick her and the kids off and say, if they're going to come around and do that sort of shit, you're not coming.
Well, that's right. It's actually punishing the other kids as well. They did nothing wrong, but...
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't think this lady is an arsehole. I really don't.
I don't know why am I the arsehole.
She probably just
Really?
feels bad how she banned the kids. But if they get,
Not really.
oh, maybe she could have spoke to the sister, say.
But the sister would have said, "Oh yeah, but I'm trying to let them to do their thing."
But if they're going to do it, then they can't come. Otherwise, they can come. I'll happily allow them to come.
Yeah. Did she ever do a what's his name on it to see?
Nah, there's no update.
Oh, that's a down. That would have been good.
So, but yeah.
So not the arsehole.
No, you're not the arsehole.
It's always good. It's better than the arsehole. In the stories. In the stories. No, definitely the arsehole.
Oh, God.
Alright.
Alright, on to the next story, I think. So, am I the arsehole for kicking my partner's parents out at New Year?
Probably. It's probably not the day to do it, really.
Depends on the story, hey?
Yeah.
Alright. So, my partner's birthday is New Year's Eve. This year he turned 30. His parents are very overbearing and have no boundaries. In the run-up to my partner's birthday, they offered him a big party and several holiday ideas. In the past, they have gone abroad for his birthday, and he had usually gone along with them, but always felt that he was not doing what he wanted. This year, he clearly stated to them that he wanted to do family stuff during the day and have a fun party with friends leading into the new year. We did this last year, and he loved it. Gets to his birthday, and as arranged, we spend most of the day with his parents. His mum was very vocal about not expecting me to come along, which I ignored, as my partner was already upset at the plans his parents had made for lunch, etc. We got through the day and I frantically prepared for his party. We had invited a selected group of friends and made arrangements for everyone to contribute to food and drink. It was also one of our guests' birthday on the 1st, so they all wanted to help. The party was going well. We were starting to play drinking games and the vibe was fun. Then, my partner's parents turned up, uninvited with other family members, also uninvited. Originally with a, "we were local and thought we'd pop in" line. So I thought,
Right.
half hour passes on the party, then they'll leave us to it. So 3 hours later, they've drank a lot of our booze, rinsed the buffet, and pushed our invited guests from the area we had all sat in. A few of our invited guests felt uncomfortable and one of them left. To be honest, I wanted to leave. Obviously, I tried to talk to my partner, which eventually led to an argument, after which his dad point blank asked if they were ruining the party, to which I answered honestly, and they left. Luckily, we were able to save the party, but we now have animosity between his parents and me. I've apologised to my partner as it wasn't his fault, but am left wondering, am I the arsehole here?
No.
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 They had this all organised between
Friends and themselves, and then mum and dad with the rest of the family rock up.
Yeah, they
Like
spent all day with them.
Yeah.
That's what they originally organised. We'll spend the day with you, and then we've got a party
Later on.
just with friends.
The parents sound like they're a bit screwed in the head, really.
Well, actually, they seem like they've got money, I'm guessing, because they usually go over
Yeah, I'm guessing
away
that.
abroad
But
every year.
if they were planning on coming over and having a few drinks, they could have bought some bottles with them.
That might have made it a lot easier.
Well, at least
But he turned 30. They're all quite young. They're still young. They all want to have their fun time.
Yeah, so what?
It doesn't seem like they've got
your
kids.
50-plus-year-old parents don't need to walk in the room and say hi.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway, alright, let's get to some comments. The parents are the obvious arseholes here, but I'm unsure of how you really acted as this was going down. You mentioned you tried talking to your partner, which caused a fight. Why were you fighting with him during his party when it wasn't his fault? They were there. Or maybe you felt it was somewhat his fault because he hadn't asked them to leave. Do you actually have an issue here where you feel your partner lacks a backbone?
Probably. He obviously, to me, it sounds like he can't tell his parents anything. Or he can't get through to his parents. So it's a possibility he hasn't got the backbone to say the right things the right way, or he doesn't. They just don't listen. They don't care.
So do Do you feel your partner lacks a backbone with his boundary stomping parents, or in this case, did you put blame on him for them staying so long? You were in a tough position, but what you needed to ensure was that you and your partner were on the same page, all in capitals. So that's and that he was taking the lead in how to handle his parents. If you ultimately are not comfortable with how he handled them, that's a big issue to address outside the context of the party. I'll go not the arsehole, but I'm really curious about these details as they could challenge my judgment.
The thing is, with drinking and that, she might have finally just snapped. So there was no conversation first with the husband. There was just, that's it, fuck off.
Yeah, well, that's it. Well,
and that is what's caused the argument. That's why they got into an argument. It's nothing to do...
It's not a husband, it's partner.
Whatever. It's... I wouldn't be surprised if they've been there for hours having a few drinks and stuff, and then they rock up, keep going, and it's like, that's it. You know, it's not just here for half an hour, and 3 hours later, it's time to fuck off.
Well, the OP did comment back to this one. My partner had stated he wanted a no-parent party. He'd been looking forward to it all day, but once they were there, didn't want to say anything to them about it. He was just waiting for them to leave, which clearly they weren't going to do. The argument stemmed from a backhanded comment I'd made, which he jumped on, partly as he was drinking, but mainly because he was frustrated with the situation and had also been drinking and was very wound up.
Yeah.
And someone's like, did he communicate to his parents ahead of time that it was a no-parent party? The OP commented again. He'd only mentioned it in a we need to get back home to prepare for it kind of way. They invited themselves. He had mentioned previously that he wanted a party like last year with just his friends.
Yeah. I don't think she's an arsehole for it. I think she's just got to the point where it's time to say piss off.
Mm-hmm.
And when she did, he didn't like it. Probably because he could have very well been thinking, I should have done that hours ago.
Yeah, well, that's it.
But the other person said, does he just not have a backbone?
Not the arsehole. My son was born on New Year's Eve. He turned 21 this year, and it was the first time I had not seen him on his birthday. That was sad, but he's 21, and it's his birthday. He got to go to a bowl game to see his school, Michigan, play. It was really fun for him, and his birthday is about him. We are taking him out to dinner on Friday, and we will celebrate then. His parents need to chill. And the OP ripped back, you are the type of parent I hope to be.
Yeah, once they get... Well, here in Australia, once you get to 18, you go to parties and stuff, and you go out on your birthday. Doesn't mean you're going to be home. You're not going to, I've got to spend the day with mum and dad, because mum and dad have probably already done 18 of them, or 17. They don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah, well, that's it.
They get to the point where it's like, go out and have fun, we can relax.
This guy turned 30. It was his 30th.
And every year he does something. God.
Someone's like, Ish, I think the best practice is each partner deals with their own parents. If he wasn't bothered enough to deal with them, then I don't think you should have stepped in. By stepping in, you've directed the animosity to you and only you. So your partner is still the golden boy dating the mean lady. If he's not going to say something, you shouldn't. And then it's another conversation whether his lack of boundaries is a bigger issue / red flag for the future. Don't let yourself get thrown under the bus again. He needs to step up and deal with it. And the OP said, I would have loved to have left it, but other guests were affected, especially those that brought food, which was properly winding me up. Well, I guess so. The other guests, plus they were eating the guests' food as well.
Yeah, it wasn't a family function.
Yeah, well, that's it.
So, I don't think she's not perfect, but no one else is either. But she's not the arsehole.
Yeah, well, alright.
I think the parents really need to grow up and realise how old their kid is. Because he's 30.
Yeah, well, that's it.
Or 13.
Well, that's it. Alright, last couple of comments. You shouldn't have let them in. You should have said, I wish you would have called, but we have people over and it's not a good time.
Yeah.
Someone ripped back. She got pushed back from her partner when she spoke up while they were there. Though, how do you think not letting them in would have gone? And everyone is smart and has great ideas after the fact. And then OP ripped back to that. They messaged to say that they were in the area and were going to pop around for a half an hour. No asking, just told him, then turned up and didn't leave till I kicked them out.
And she said it was about 3 hours later, didn't she? I mean, that's a long 30 minutes.
Yep. So, no, I don't believe she's an arsehole. Like,
no.
I guess if he didn't want him there, he should have said something.
She's probably...
But she was trying to make it good for
If it had been
an
hour and a half and she did it...
Yeah.
She's probably... I agree with that person that said that she, not being her parents, being his parents, probably shouldn't have done anything.
Yeah, well, that's it.
But, you know, like they say half an hour, it's 3 hours later and they are eating...
Other people's food, not just theirs, yeah.
And they're drinking all the booze, which is probably from other people coming around with. But so they're basically just eating and drinking everything that doesn't belong to them.
Well, that's it.
So, yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, I wouldn't... It's not the sort of thing I'd do.
No, but I'm glad we don't have parents like that. They'd rather be at home than come and gate crash to one of our parties.
Yeah. Getting to the point now where you don't go gate crashing yet.
Oh, God. Anyway. Alright, next one. Am I the arsehole for skipping New Year's Eve at my child-free sister's? So, it was them, not the arsehole. So, we'll just get into it. Last week I hosted Christmas for my family. I, 33 male, have a 2-year with my wife. I'm guessing that's a 2-year-old. Every year it's at my sister's parents or my house and it rotates every year. One of us hosts Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year. In the last year, my sister, who is vocally child-free, got a dog. I love my sister, but we are very much opposites. When I had my kid, it changed our relationship a bit. She tolerates her words, my son. She has never watched him. I've also never asked. My son is present at all family functions. This annoys my sister.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. Yeah. My sister has turned into your classic dog mum. World revolves around the dog type. I do not own dogs and really don't want to be around them. I don't want them in my house. Well, my sister wanted to bring her dog to Christmas and I said no. It's well trained and overly okay for a dog. I just don't want it at my house or even my yard. She complied and left it alone, but was not happy about it and let me know that several times. The day before New Year's Eve, she told me kids weren't welcome at her house. I was taken aback by this and asked why. She just said alcohol would be present. We all drink and family friends also come to this party. And just said it wouldn't be appropriate for a 2-year-old to be present. My wife and I had planned to only stay till 10 anyway, and then would go home because of our kid. We reconsidered and opted not to go at all and respected my sister's wishes by keeping the kid at home. I let her know a half hour before the party started. Wife and I treated it like any other night. We didn't even stay up until midnight. By 11, I noticed missed calls from her and didn't answer. Fell asleep while texts started coming in, calling me an arsehole, calling me a dog hater, saying it was rude I didn't come to the party, said it was bullshit that she got my kid a Christmas present but I didn't get her dog anything. The list went on. She was clearly drunk. I tried to call her, she didn't answer and got a text. I'm not answering, arsehole. So, am I the arsehole?
No. No, I can't see how you can be the asshole.
Look, some people aren't comfortable with dogs. Pure and simple. I guess some people aren't comfortable with kids either, but she's always allowed the kid around. So what's changed? What, because they wouldn't allow the dog at their house?
Yeah, but you don't need to take the dog everywhere.
No.
You know, dogs are a little bit different to kids about where you got to take them. You can't leave a 2-year-old at home for, a few hours.
Where would they be able to find a babysitter on New Year's Eve?
it'd be a struggle, I reckon.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there is some
So
people.
she thought she'd do the right thing and not go, but now her sister thinks she's an arsehole.
An arsehole.
The funny thing is, I got your kid a present, but you couldn't get my dog a present.
Yeah, that's just weird.
Yeah.
Well, go over there with a toy bone for her.
Yeah, nah, that was just
Yeah. Look, I understand some people with dogs, and there's people with cats and all that sort of stuff. I get it, but
oh yeah,
it's still
people...
there is still a difference.
Oh, I think there might be, yeah.
And she might buy the dog.
The biggest difference is that
Dogs can look after themselves.
and they can't talk.
Yeah, that's an advantage. But they can look after themselves. As long
Yeah.
as you're feeding, going through food and water, they can pretty much look after themselves. A
Yeah.
2-year-old kid cannot look after themselves.
No. Anyway,
No, deemed not the arsehole.
they were deemed not the arsehole. This was 2 years ago too, so it
Yeah.
wasn't 2024 to 25. Someone said it was bullshit that she got my kid a Christmas present but didn't get a dog or anything. I know this must have been super unpleasant to deal with, but it cracked me up. Your sister sounds difficult, not the arsehole.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to put it. She just sounds difficult.
Yeah.
She wants almost attention seeking.
Do you know what? She's just like, being petty, I'm going to get it back. She wouldn't allow me to have my dog, so her kid can't come, type thing.
Yeah, she's being difficult, and sounds like she's slightly odd and just a difficult person.
We know people that love their dogs and don't have kids and that, but I don't think they'd ever act like that.
They're not stupid enough to.
No. This reminds me of a deleted post from the other day. A girl was 4 months pregnant and was mad her mother-in-law didn't get her unborn child a Christmas gift and went off. Difficult, entitled, arduous is the sister, and it's all sad yet oddly funny in a warped Reddit way. OP, not the arsehole.
That's you don't expect people to buy unborn children gifts for Christmas or anything. Like you can't. You might get people give you stuff throughout your pregnancy or whatever. But not this is for the kid. Merry Christmas, because the kid's not even born yet.
Yeah.
It's not their first Christmas yet. So.
Someone's like, I always get my dogs Christmas prezzies. Lol, it's always one toy and tons of treats. I even get them both a box of dog treats and said it was from their little sister, my daughter. They didn't notice anything different, just super excited to get treats. OP, not the arsehole. My sister-in-law did a child-free wedding, and now with her own child, she apologised to so many people because she could never imagine leaving her kid. Being child-free is someone's choice, but don't demean someone who isn't and won't attend your get-together, especially if you make it adults only. Your sister needs a reality check.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone's like, my dog comes everywhere with me. I just like having him around. When I visit people who aren't welcome to dogs, he stays in the car. He's comfortable with something to chew while he waits. Usually on the way there or back, we stop at a park so he can have some dog fun. My point is, dogs can in fact cope just fine with not being taken inside a house where they're not welcome. They're usually also fine being left at home. You don't have those options with a kid. Not the arsehole, and your sister gives dog people a bad image.
Yeah. Giving them bad image. But the thing I don't like about that person is she leaves the dog in the car.
But I probably usually make sure on the way home or two she lets it out for a run.
You wouldn't want to be
for it to chew it. She probably wouldn't stay for long. You don't get the full context when you.
I know. I hope she's only going there for a quick cup of coffee or something and leaving.
No, I get what you mean there.
Especially if it was here in Australia, it's a 40-degree day.
Oh yeah.
leave your dog in the car. It wouldn't last long.
This is a funny one. The dogs wanted an Xbox. It was right there on Rover's Amazon wish list. You heartless monster. Not the arsehole. Oh,
Yeah, these people have got a sense of humour.
oh yeah. So, there wasn't a great deal of comments to read on this.
They would have been
one,
all
but
jokes and stuff, I reckon.
someone's like, so difficult, like, I'm child-free and love dogs and sister's behaviour is wild to me. Child-free people who simply hate children give us a bad name. Not the arsehole, OP.
Yeah.
Not the arsehole. I say this as a kid and dog lover. She was testing you and wanted you to protest when she said that her nephew wasn't welcome. You didn't take the bait and she ironically threw a toddler-sized tantrum. Good for you and your wife for not arguing, complying and staying home. The only mishap is that you called her back. Should have just ignored her.
Yeah.
Ignored it. I would leave it alone. This is her problem, not a you problem. And no, you didn't need to get the dog a gift. I rolled my eyes at that one, lol.
Yeah, it was a bit,
Yeah.
it's odd. Oh, it's too far.
It is. It is, so no, I don't believe she's arsehole there.
I don't think anyone did.
No. Alright, well, there you go. Says some weird New Year's Eve stories so far.
Whack jobs, you know.
Anyway,
And the funny thing is, all these people have been deemed not the arsehole.
yeah, they have, haven't they, so far? And I've got another not the arsehole. Maybe I should have found some ones that were the
You didn't
arsehole.
find any good ones, did you?
Oh, they were good, just they all were not the arsehole. Alright, let's go. Am I the arsehole for silently getting up and walking out of the restaurant during New Year's Eve dinner after I was told to pay for everyone at the table? My in-laws, in brackets.
Well, just quickly, depends on whether you knew that at the start of the night or was it at the end of the night and everyone's like, oh, it's your shout too. Because I'd be like, fuck yes, and I'd walk out too.
Oh, true.
You didn't tell me this before we went out to dinner.
Well, that's it.
I wasn't prepared for it. What if you didn't have the money in the bank? What, they still expect you to pay for it with what?
Well, the first few words of this, you'll know why they believe she should have paid for it.
I'm guessing she's got money.
Well, let's find out.
Yeah.
I, female 32, recently inherited a good amount of money from my mum. I keep the money in a separate account as I still haven't decided what to do with it and I didn't want it to go to waste. Fair enough. I noticed my husband constantly bringing up the inheritance money and making countless suggestions as to how I should spend it. Another thing is that he expects me to pay for nearly everything the past couple of weeks. So I'm guessing ever since she got the money.
I can see a divorce coming in.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be another story later. We'll find one day and it'll be about their divorce.
For New Year's Eve, my husband and I met up with his family at a restaurant to celebrate. It was going fine until I found out that I was expected to pay for everyone at the table. My husband's mum joked about paying for dinner out of my inheritance pocket, which made me livid, but I showed no reaction. Just silently paid for my own food/drinks, then got up and made my way out of the restaurant. They were shouting after me like a crowd, and my husband tried to get me to come back, but I drove home.
Yeah, I would have too.
He got back at 3 a.m. yelling at me, saying I was pathetic to get up and walk out on him and his family after they relied on me to pay for their food and thought I was gracious enough to do it. But they were wrong.
Just
They
straight
just
away,
assumed.
she'll pay for everything. 'Cause
Yeah.
what if the inheritance was really not a lot at all, but it was just, you know...
She said a good amount of money, but
Yeah, but it could have been enough to buy a house or something, and that's
Yeah.
it. It might not be bloody millions,
Yeah.
so... This is already pissing me off. I hate people just assume that sort of shit.
He said I humiliated him and family and that what I did was an attempt to get back at them for not being able to help Mum when she was sick. Not true is all I'm gonna say. He is mad and is saying that I'll cause a huge rift between his family and me when it wouldn't have hurt me to pay for the celebratory dinner. Am I the arsehole?
No, because they straight out, just because you got inheritance, should not be saying, you can pay for that.
Mm.
Like, You don't take a heap of people out, or you don't go out as a family or whatever like that, and then expect one person that wasn't even planning it to pay for it all.
I'm not sure what she means by them not helping when her mum was sick, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, it could have been babysitter, it could have been anything. They probably just didn't do it when she needed a break. She, you know, at the hospital with mum or at mum's place or whatever, and all sorts of things.
Helping her mum.
Running around door like a maniac and not getting 5 seconds to herself.
Or they were asked if they could do something and they've said no, but we might find out in the comments.
I'm guessing multiple times.
But yeah. So let me get this straight. Your mother died after an illness, and the thing your in-laws take from this is, great, now she can pay for everything. Yeah, not the arsehole.
That's exactly right.
This not the arsehole. I'd tell your husband and you'd much rather your mother around than the money, but him and his family trying to blindside you into spending it on them is disgusting. That you plan on taking your time to decide what you want to do with the money and don't want anything like this to occur again.
Well, that's not even spending the money on the family. That's wasting the money on the family. That's not going, I've decided I'm going to shout the family vacation. That's a bit different. That's just, let's just go out for tea and spend hundreds of dollars at the restaurant. And then, you're paying for it. That's just a waste of money. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Pay for it yourself. I'm glad. And I really hope she only paid for hers, not hers and her husband.
She did. She said she got
just
paid for hers and got up and walked out. Yeah.
Yes, but she may have paid.
No, she didn't. Not in the post. It said she
not
just
the post,
paid
but she
for
may have,
her
out of
own.
habit, she may have paid for hers and the hubby's. But I really hope it definitely was 100% just her food, her drinks, walked out.
Goodbye.
See you later. Because he come home at 3 o'clock, so he's been out all night with the family. So they would have drank way more, possibly eaten some more things.
I reckon they probably stopped once she walked out, knowing that they couldn't afford it.
I was going to say they already had to pay for what they had when she left. So,
but then But
the mother, was it the mother-in-law? Oh, you can pay for this, you know, with the inheritance. I beg your pardon. Is that what you would do with your inheritance? If you got an inheritance, would you go waste it all?
I think she'd like the comments that I think she'd much rather have her mum around.
Yeah.
A divorce attorney may be a wise investment since hubby showed his true colours.
Yeah.
Instead of suggesting they spend the money on buying a house or rental property or put away for retirement, he wants to blow the money away ever since she got it. Good for her keeping it separate. Talk to a financial advisor, maybe a divorce or probate attorney, so that the inheritance is properly kept as a separate asset and not commingled into marital property.
Yeah, because you want to be careful. You don't get a divorce, you end up losing half of it. So you want to be a little bit careful about that. But I do understand that person's thinking, you know, that's a bit of a red flag.
Actually, yeah. Yeah.
I see that as a red flag. It's like, excuse me, husband just came out and said that, showed who he really is. He's just like the rest of his family. You can pay for everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's different if she had a job that made her rich. And she was always, and she'll still have the income. Because then she's like, yeah, all right. And they probably would have done it multiple times. And she wouldn't care because she's getting paid. This is something that doesn't accumulate unless it's in the right form of accounts and stuff.
Yeah, no.
It just sits there. So once you've spent it, it's gone.
Yes. I'd at least be talking to a lawyer about how to keep it from the husband forever.
Yeah.
And someone's like, I'm a divorce attorney. You need a post-nuptial agreement in place ASAP.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get him to sign it, though, I think.
Yeah, well.
And that's going to be the hard part, because he's going to know straight away why.
This is probably a bit harsh. Ask him where he wants to celebrate when his mum dies. These idiots rarely actually think it through with empathy for others, and when it happens to them, are all surprised that it hurts like hell to lose someone. And yes, I think it is on all of us to ask our arsehole friends how they would think if it happened to them, and really push the issue on hurtful jokes and choices. As a friend, I rely on the people close to me to call me out on my bullshit first.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's a good question. When she should go up to the hubby and say, hey, when your mum and dad die,
You don't want to think that way, but...
Where do you want to go celebrate? Like, how much money do you want to spend out of the inheritance that you don't probably get? Because her parents may have very well been quite rich.
Yeah, no.
And his parents may have nothing, which means you're probably not going to get anything.
I'll get in contact with the bank and make sure nobody else's name can get on the account. Will not put it past the husband to find out the account info and add himself. Yeah. But, yes. She's not the asshole.
No, she just got, well, I wouldn't have said she even got shitty. She probably actually got more upset that the fact that everyone's just assumed that now,
that she's got money, yeah.
And they're not thinking the fact that she lost her mother to get that money. It wasn't.
Well, that's it.
It wasn't her mother gave it to her before,
Yeah,
because she knows she's sick and I'll give you the money now. It's straight out, Mum died and here's the money. And you go, well, I know what I'd rather, and it's not the money.
Well, that's it, 100%.
Like, most people would rather have their parents around.
Yeah.
I know some people, unfortunately, are in very sad circumstances, which is they don't even want to know their parents.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's obviously was not the case.
Alright, so it's come to the time of the episode where we are about to read our last story. And this one is a little bit of a, it's actually deemed Everybody Sucks.
Everybody sucks. Oh, God.
Well,
So
everyone sucks.
But they're usually a good story, too, because
It's actually quite alright. I've read this one.
Oh, God, yeah.
Alright, so like I said, everybody sucks in this one.
Good.
So, am I the arsehole for accidentally letting a group of girls run up a huge bar tab on New Year's Eve?
Yep.
Well, you gotta listen to the story first. It's a bit of a out there one. Alright, so I was at a club/bar that my friend is hostess/bartender at. That night, she was working behind the bar, but she had texted me that they had a small booth still not reserved and I could get it for cheap with bottle service. She's hooked me up like that before and I hopped on it. New Year's Eve booth bottle service. Surely a packed house and I'll have a reserved seat. I was all over it, not gonna lie, and as a single dude, it's a nice little setup to talk to women that have mutual interests. So, I'm mingling by the bar with this group of 3 girls who are all friends. We're having a decent enough conversation and they are talking about how they are all from out of town from California and one girl was from Willow Creek. Being Australian, I don't know where Willow Creek is, but you probably will all know. At this point, we'll literally say the home of Bigfoot. So they all say it together. It must be where Willow Creek must be the home of Bigfoot. There you go. I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist nut. After this, we all laugh and such. Then I jokingly say, that's it, all drinks on me for Bigfoot's neighbours. We all laugh and then I motion for my friend to come over when I buy a round of drinks on my tab. After the drinks, I moved back to my booth and didn't talk to them anymore. I did see they had met a group of 3 guys and they looked like they had joined up. But more drinks, more fun, countdown. All that jazz. Later in the night, I'm talking to another woman in the booth and I can see the 3 girls darting straight towards me. Apparently, one of the girls had opened a tab and went to close out because they were leaving, then got hit with something like a $1,200 bar tab. They were buying drinks all night thinking I was going to pay for it all and my friend was putting it on their tab, not mine. They wanted me to go up to the bar and explain the situation. I told them I wouldn't because that was obviously a joke that I would pay for all their drinks and I hadn't seen them all night and barely knew them. There's no way I'm paying that. They called me an asshole and all kinds of names I could barely believe. My favourite was the insulting of my wiener size. The woman I was sitting with left to get away from the drama, and at this point, security stepped in, telling them to chill out or get kicked out. They leave me alone, and I sneak out when I'm ready to leave to avoid any more drama with them. But I'm conflicted. I really don't think I owe them anything, but I guess in an alternate universe, I can understand thinking they had a blank check. Maybe? I don't know. Even with a blank check, I would have gotten a few drinks, not the bottles and so on they got. So am I the arsehole?
I don't think he's an arsehole. I think maybe he didn't say it sarcastically enough.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe he should have, when he walked away, said the tab's closed.
Yeah.
To make it obvious that there wasn't one.
And they walked off and left him.
$1,200 in booze.
And they walked off and left him by not being with him all night.
And then expecting him to pay it.
Yeah, that's a bit cocky there.
A bit shitty, yeah.
So there's an edit before we get into some comments. Adding more detail from suggestions. They had bought a drink before I started talking to them from bartender friend. They must have come back to her for bottles after they left me. Then it got out on their got put on their card because she obviously remembered them. This place gives you a host with the corkage fee. So once you get a bottle, you just alert your host and they keep the party going, in brackets, mixers, glasses, chilling, along with the tab tallied. Also, I didn't see their itemised bill, but Ace of Spades champagne is carried at the bar, and that's cost about $850 just for a bottle. So it might not have been 60 Long Island iced teas they brought.
God, that's an expensive bottle of champagne.
It is. I would never pay that much. I'd probably never pay any for a bottle of champagne because I don't drink champagne, but still.
No, I'd have it for an occasion or something, but that's it. I don't go and buy it and drink it.
Okay, so yeah, it's a bit of a.
What was it, classes?
Everyone sucks.
Yeah, well, they suck and.
Maybe he shouldn't have said it in that way. Obviously, it was a joking thing, but they've taken it the wrong way.
I don't even.
They've pretended to take it the wrong way.
I wouldn't even say he sucks.
No.
Really, he's just gone back to his little booth and
they've left him.
Chilling,
So
and then met up with some other woman and started talking to her. Lucky he knows the person behind the bar, because she'd know full well that they were separate.
Yeah.
And he's gone. He's not paying for their drinks because he's not even talking to them anymore. So these drinks are separate.
Yeah.
And that's probably what happened.
Oh, yeah. All
and
right.
they didn't like it.
So we'll get into comments. The first one is a bit of a long comment. Eesh. You literally said, drinks on me. How'd they supposed to know you're joking? At the same time, holy shit. $1,200 tab? Fuck that. And fuck them for taking advantage of your hospitality.
Well, I was going to say, unless you literally threw your card over and said, oh, by the way, for these three girls and me, it's a tab.
Yeah.
But he didn't.
So there's a couple of edits to this comment. So edit to add. So, okay, so let me clarify something. Yes, I understand OP barely talked to these girls, and yes, I agree that the common etiquette here would be that the drinks these girls got while they were talking could reasonably be considered on his tab, and the rest of the night could reasonably not, especially while they were talking to other guys. That all said, it's not completely impossible to believe that they might expect this guy to be covering them all night. I don't know where OP is, what kind of club they were at, but I have seen it with my own eyes. Guys covering a woman's tab even long after they stopped interacting is the one in a million hopes that they can get the gal attention later on. This isn't normal behaviour, but it is behaviour that happens in certain circles. You want to criticise that method of interaction? I totally agree with you. Preach to the choir, but it does happen. I don't know who these ladies are, if they're the type of women to run in those crowds or not, but it is possible. And edit too. I've got to say, I'm really thankful for all the comments here disagreeing with me, except maybe the ones that could stand to be a little less rude in getting their point across. I will admit I am definitely bringing in my own bias and personal anecdotal experience to bear here. But to be fair, that's all I can really go by. I guess not everyone knows a guy who got a job at Credit Susie right after college that pays literally $2,000 a week, but he doesn't have to pay rent for his Murray Hill apartment because mummy and daddy agreed to pay rent for a year. Huh? That's oddly specific when I say it like that, lol. But also, don't be jealous. That guy sucks. He was tragically born without a personality, which is why dudes like that are willing to drop so much cash in the slightest hopes that some attractive girl will maybe pay attention to him again. Okay, so there is a lot of comments to his original comment. That's where these edits come from. So someone's comment back, this OP makes a joke and didn't clarify it was a joke. OP's bartender friend didn't tell them they were putting them on their own tab, and drunk girls ran up a huge tab. Or this post is fake, in which case OP is an arsehole, and since they're the only person who's really in this story.
Yeah, this is... Look,
pretty much he made a joke, didn't clarify it properly.
He's not... It probably is everyone sucks, actually, because when you look at it like that, he sucks. He shouldn't do that. But, well, it's not shouldn't. It's just... It'd be different if he was paying for the drinks as they went. If he was just saying, I've got this, and just was paying for the drinks each time. But his comment made them think that they had free drinks.
Yeah, so it is.
But
a hard one, isn't it?
That person said guys do this to hope to get attention later on or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But also, you've got the girls take advantage of that. Because they know if someone says that, they're like, sweet, we have drinks for the night. Which means when they go home, their bank account looks pretty good still. So they're both as bad as one another.
I know,
probably why everyone sucks.
I guess, we all used to do a bit of clubbing or barring when we were younger. I used to go out and this, years back when I was single, and a guy will offer to buy you a drink. Not all of them expect anything further. They were just nice, but, you'd go up to the bar with them and they'd buy a drink. They wouldn't say, keep putting it on my tab or anything. I suppose we weren't around them big time areas that,
Oh, you just... But, well, actually, it's odd to have a
but I would actually go up because you'd be worried these days it'll get spiked.
Oh, definitely back then. It's very unusual at a club. I don't think I've ever been to a club where there's a tab.
No.
Unless there's a function.
Yes.
But you don't just go to a club and open a tab.
Well, I do wonder, because you can buy booths at this particular place, so...
Yeah, it depends on what sort of place. That's the problem, is we haven't got the actual setting, exact setting. So you can't even say, what it looks like.
Well, someone's like, not the arsehole. When someone says drinks on me, they mean the round of drinks. No one is paying for a group of random girls to have a party.
Yeah.
Serves the ladies right for their entitlement.
Well, he only said drinks on me, didn't he? He didn't say anything about a tab.
No.
So they've assumed he's going to open a tab.
Well, they may have knew he already had a tab because he got his bartender just to go, the lady to go get it. And if they've been to that bar before, they know what the booths are like, and I'm guessing they have tabs at them booths, and that's how it works. So it was probably already assumed there will be a tab, but someone's like, a light ish on your part. They're obviously idiots for running up a $1,200 tab, but even though you were joking, you probably should have explicitly offered them a round of drinks instead of all the drinks. So, yes, he said all drinks, not round of drinks.
He said all drinks on me.
Yeah. So then there would have been no confusion. Who knows, maybe they were already drunk and took what you said literally. So, that is a hard one because he didn't exactly say round of drinks.
No.
He said all drinks.
Yeah, you should have said a round of drinks on me. Or next round on me, or anything like that.
So I think I agree to it's...
Everyone sucks.
Everyone does
Everyone
suck.
everyone made a mistake, and
I guess
the girls took advantage of
I
it.
think
And
they were worse. He should have
He's not the asshole. He's just an
said
idiot.
it properly.
He's not an asshole.
Yeah.
He's an idiot. They're assholes.
Yeah.
For taking advantage of it.
That's it.
There's a big difference.
Just didn't explain it properly.
Yeah.
So
There's a difference between an asshole and an idiot.
Not the arsehole. Originally, I was going to rule you as the arsehole because the wording of your joke might have misled them. But if you're honest about their bar tab total, then they are the arseholes. Running up a $1,200 bar tab is absolutely taking advantage of someone else's hospitality, especially if they weren't even hanging out with you for the majority of the evening. Had they run up a tab of only a few $100s, then to be honest, you probably should have paid it because your joke could have been misconstrued. But this is so over the top that you're not the arsehole for refusing to pay.
No,
you know what? That is quite right. Like,
yeah, for
even if
$200,
someone
you
said
go,
drinks
shit, I
on
screwed
me,
up.
I wouldn't care if I was there with a really there at a function with someone quite rich, and they said drinks on me. I'd still be cautious of how much you spend.
Yeah, you're not going to get a drink.
You know?
You go, alright, still got to be... And it depends on how many people are there too.
Well, that's it. Definitely not the arsehole. Even if they did think that you were paying for drinks, they would still be the arsehole because who in their right mind orders $1,200 worth of drinks? I mean, if they would have come up to me and be like a $20-$30 tab, it would have been easy to pay it. But $1,200 is a big no-no. So needless to say, you're definitely not the arsehole. Yeah.
I think that's why it's called Everyone Sucks.
Yeah. I think so. Miscommunication, and they ran up quite a big tab.
Yeah,
so
everyone was just drunk.
And everyone was just drunk.
They definitely were.
That is quite true. So
well, they were $1,200. They'd want to be drunk. If they're not, good on them.
I actually agree. Everybody sucks, but I think the girls suck a bit more.
Yeah, I reckon the girls suck. Well, the girls are still assholes, I think. In that case, because, like we said, and someone else said it in the comments, taking advantage of the fact that he's drinks on me, and he sucks. He's an idiot. Yeah. For not saying next round.
Yes.
If he had said that,
of course, yeah. Well, that's it.
If he had said that, and they still used and he did have a tab, and they used it and ran it up that high, then he's definitely not the arsehole. Because
don't blame him for just walking out.
Yeah, and I'd walk out too. I would be saying, I'll pay for what I've drunk, but that $1,200 bullshit. Yeah. I'm not paying for that.
No, that's it. Anyway, it's that time of night. We've finished the stories. That would probably have to be my favourite out of the night. Yeah. But I
don't know. The sister with the dog was funny.
Yeah, no, that was. Oh, and the ones with the brats. I shouldn't say that, should I?
Rats. The Rugrats.
The Rugrats.
No, that was
a bit. Yeah, I'd have to. We need to go watch that show and see what the hell it's about.
I'm not sure. I think I've got it in my head now. I can just imagine it because
I could too.
Because of a Reddit story. I don't need to watch the show.
But no, thanks, guys, for being with us tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. And again, we do apologise for our long absence, and we will try not to make it much any longer again.
Yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen again.
No. Are you gonna break your elbow or your other elbow?
No.
Your leg?
No. I'm not planning on going to hospital for any other reason.
Well, you better not.
I don't want to.
So we will see you next.
Make a Reddit story. Start filming at the hospital.
Oh God. Yeah, we might be back with you filming from the hospital. You'll have to wait and see. No.
Jinx it, why don't you?
Yeah. But thank you guys. Really appreciate you watching us, and I hope you enjoy it. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel if you want to see more, and also drop us a comment below about any of the stories you've heard tonight, or if there is a specific subject or even story that you would like us to cover, and we can try our best to find the story and cover it. So we will see you next time.
See you later.
See ya.